The saga continues. Woo, welcome back, my lovelies. Welcome back. Welcome back to the clapback. All right. Just like my thumbnail says, the clapback. Vanessa has had enough of the BS. She's had enough. Yes, she has had enough. Okay. Let's do this timeline. Okay. Now, some of you guys were in doubt of the purple hand, meaning domestic violence, okay? And thought, well, maybe it's just a random thing that Vanessa posted, even though it wasn't a timely factor here. Why would she post that hand with the heart, purple heart? It's just like the domestic violence symbol, okay? Well, she's speaking now. She's using words, okay? For some of you guys who need words instead of symbols, because symbols are a form of communications where I have said, okay? Now, first, let's back up. Let's see what sparked Vanessa's rage. Okay, here it goes. All right, just 2 days ago, Ashley posted on her Instagram. Now, I'm cutting some of this stuff off, but basically there's a picture, you see the picture of her children, resting with her hula teacher. And this is in the courthouse, okay? So she said it's in the courthouse. She says, I've had so much reverence for dance style and a teacher, and I have been blessed to have some amazing dance instructor. Sticking with hula, showing up to classes in person and virtually, even when I wanted to do other things. Having a tribe of sisters plus a few brothers that I could support and rely on in both our brightest and darkest moments. Having that Ohana family energy present amongst our hula school, I enjoyed, blessed, and so grateful. And she says, let me get that other thing where she says, But basically she goes on talking about dark moments and blah, blah, blah. Evidently, Ashley struck a nerve in Vanessa, because Vanessa says, enough. Stop lying to the world and yourselves. Get help. That's what she says. And she says, there's no shame in therapy. And here comes Kayla with a applause in her, okay, applauding her. So for you guys in doubt now, I think this is kind of putting the nail in the coffin. Here's some more. If that wasn't enough, here's some more. Let me go read these posts, because Vanessa had a lot to say. Okay, let me get there. All right. Number 1. The same people that did you wrong are telling a different version of the story, and they're playing the victim. Okay? And notice in her post, she said, yourself, stop lying to the world and yourselves, meaning Ashley and Dimitri, perhaps. Okay? Am I allegedly, perhaps? But anyway, she said, stop playing the victim. If you're continually having problems with everyone you come across, more than likely the problem is you. And she goes enabling. Now, the only person I know enabling is probably Ashley, because, Dimitri was the one getting the goods out of the whole situation. She says enabling, removing the natural consequences of someone's behavior. So you're saying, you're not acknowledging that your husband, kind of acknowledging the choking incident. So you're removing the natural consequences. All right? You're not putting any blame on him, because he the one started this, with the physical violence. And she calls Ashley a kumbaya enabler. And who else is that? Okay, who else is that? She doesn't say Ashley, but we all know who's kumbaya. She calls her a kumbaya enabler. An enabler who misuses their faith or spirituality to police and micromanage survivors of narcissistic predators. They try to enforce and encourage premature fake forgiveness and spiritual bypassing of emotions, shaming survivor for any valid anger they feel, and prevent them from holding their abusers accountable. They dishonor the true victims of crime in favor of loving the abuser and seeing the non-existent good in them. So there's no non-existent good. There's no good in Dimitri. And she's a kumbaya enabler. That's what that's what Vanessa's saying, you guys. And, because I looked at Ashley's Instagram, she's got her little followers giving her props and stuff. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And that restraining order was thrown out, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, stay strong, stay strong. Vanessa has more to say. She goes, lie and deny, lie and deny, lie and deny, lie and deny. 4 times. A narcissist's prayer. That didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, that's not a big deal. And if it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did it, you deserve it. And she goes on to say, narcissism and the dynamics of evil. The most dangerous predators among us are ingeniously veiled. They carefully surround themselves with people entirely unlike themselves. That is, with deeply emphatic human beings who wish to please others, who are slow to judge, who are excessively tolerant, and who have an eye for the good to be found in others. So she said, Vanessa's saying that they're looking for people who are good people, trying to, be open-minded and please others. They know how to exploit to their own advantage such character traits. It is their association with such people that maximizes their chances of perpetuating the facade and keeping themselves from exposure. So they surround themselves with good people. But at the core of that circle is Dimitri and Ashley. Okay? The dynamics of evil, according to Vanessa. Allegedly. But who else could she be talking about, people? Who else could she be talking about? Who is that kumbaya enabler? Who is a kumbaya enabler if that's not Ashley up and down? I don't know who it is. And she's pretty much saying they have a lot of silencing tactics. I wonder who it could be. And then why is Ashley dragging her kids to court to hear all that mess? Those kids are half asleep. I don't know how she knocked them off. That lady could have been watching the kids back at the house. Why do you have to bring them in court? Okay, at the courthouse. Why? You got a babysitter, or at least looks like one. Or if you don't, you can hire one. I don't understand what she's doing bringing those kids in the court. And posting a picture on Instagram. Are you trying to garner sympathy, Ashley? Really? Well, you did too much. You did too much. Because it struck a fire under Vanessa. Kumbaya enabler, she calls you. Kumbaya enabler. So, my lovelies, what do you think? Is Vanessa being very clear? Is she being clear this time? All right, is she being clear? Some of you guys are good, caught on the hand, the Purple Heart thing. Some of you guys weren't, it's okay. We all, get things at different times, but are we all clear on this? Are we all certain that the Snowdens probably are guilty in this manner that Chrissy first presented? Okay, are we clear or not? It's okay if you're not, but drop me a line. Let me know what's going on, okay? Because this was like fire. I was so tired. I was like, what? I guess there's no worry for the tired because they are battling out on Instagram. They are battling out on Instagram. On the gram, as they say. Okay? So, I don't know. And I wonder why they didn't air Seeking Sister Wives this week. Was it due to all of this scandal? Because the upcoming episodes are supposed to have the Snowdens for 2 weeks in a row. So the one that was supposed to air this week was supposed to feature the Snowdens, and the following week is going to feature the Snowdens. I wonder, are they going to edit that out? I don't know what they're going to do. Or were they just waiting, TLC just waiting for, this restraining order to be thrown out? But anyhow, lovelies, if you haven't already, hit the notification bell, hit the subscription bell if you haven't. Like this video, be kind and like it, and share it if you care. All right, my lovelies. See you on the flip side.